Experimenting is so important because it shows you what's not working so you can progress to the next thing that is working. What's going on? You're listening to episode 20 of the Perspective Podcast, and I'm your host, Scotty.D.Russell of Perspective Collective. This show is about encouraging you to push your creative career forward. Whether you have a day job or you have a family at home that you're supporting, realize that you have a gift to offer the creative community. Find time or make the time to work on the projects that you enjoy, because those passion projects could lead to a fulfilling creative career, but it'll never happen by settling for what life gives you. Today's episode spawns from this inner battle that I struggle with, as well as those on my newsletter share with me that they struggle with as well. You have so many ideas, yet you feel like you have to live a specific life or be the type of artist you feel other people want you to be. We often overlook the power of experimentation and get so wrapped up in the failures of life. This tends to keep us stagnant and constantly second-guessing ourselves. I want this episode to make you accept your creative life as one big experiment and understand that getting uncomfortable will help you get some breakthroughs. Oh yeah, if you want to find the show notes to this or read the entire blog post, you can head over to perspective-collective.com/20. So take one look at my Instagram feed and you'll see that I am inconsistently consistent. And you can scroll through about 3 years worth of artwork to see that I've been this way since the beginning of my creative life on Instagram. I'll never have the checkerboard feed with the hyper-curated artistic style that you see with some of these people. And honestly, I admit I'm a little jealous of these people, as the consistent aesthetics really draw you in, pun intended, and they let you know what to expect of this person to post each time. And just to note, someone I feel that is a rock star at doing this is Dan Lee of Dan Drawn Words. You've probably seen his hand lettering all over Instagram, Pinterest, the interwebs. And not only does he have a great aesthetics of his feed, but he has a wide range of experimental lettering styles that bounce between analog and digital. And I link him up in the show notes. You definitely need to check him out. But you see, I love to experiment as well. I don't know if I'll ever have a set distinct style I'll be known for. One thing is for sure, you can always expect the opposite of minimalism, because I am a sucker for details. And I'll try simplicity here and there, but damn it, I hate white space in my drawings. It feels like this space is here for a reason, and that's to jam-pack more shit into the canvas to captivate your eyes. But this brings me to my point. As creatives, I believe we should always be experimenting. One, that's how you're going to get your breakthroughs. And two, that's how we are going to constantly keep pushing our minds forward, our creative community forward, and the creative industry as a whole forward. Because experimenting is progress. So while scanning my Instagram feed and marveling how inconsistently consistent I am, it got me thinking about life. Life is just one big experiment, especially if you're a creative. You're constantly in pursuit of something, okay? You fuck up every day trying to get things right and often get caught up in the failures. Experimenting is so important because it shows you what's not working so you can progress to the next thing that is working. If you take failing at face value and let it define you, then it's easy to lose that experimental spirit. You are supposed to struggle in creativity and life. As an artist, I guarantee you can relate to this. One minute you feel like you've got a heater on your hands, like this is the best thing you've ever drawn. And the next piece that you're working on, you question why the hell do you even bother creating at all? And the same thing goes with life. One moment you are riding the highs, and the next moment it's going to throw a nasty curveball that whizzes right by your head. You can't always have the highs without the lows, because it's hard to appreciate things when everything always goes right. This brings me to talking about things that you can control in life and the importance of getting uncomfortable. So I recently had a string of back-to-back weeks where I had a big win in my creative life, which was then followed by a curveball. The win came with a great freelance coaster project that pretty much kickstarted my local creative career with a bang recently. As you know, I exist online. I've built an online audience. I have to travel outside of the states to work with out-of-state clients. But finally, a project like this actually brought me some exposure to my hometown so people can kind of get an idea of what I'm actually doing around here and how my services can help them locally. What's really cool is that this project caught some airtime on the news, and it actually landed me on the front page of the paper. And I haven't been in the paper or the news since high school football. This project was the byproduct of an experiment, and it delivered a strong positive message to my community. It was making an impact, which is something most artists strive to do with their work. So yeah, life was all great during this week. However, the following week, life decided to keep me on my toes. On Saturday, December 10th, I was driving on the highway headed to my mom's birthday party. The gentleman I was passing decided to casually swerve in my lane, causing a collision that sent my wife and I spinning out of control, and we almost rolled into a ditch. Luckily, I caught my brakes at the last second. I kind of skidded to a stop, maybe about a foot away before it dropped off. Thankfully, no one was hurt, and thank God there was no semi or some big vehicle trailing us, because I may not be here talking to you right now. My wife and I are extremely lucky to be here, as this accident could have been much worse if a few variables would have been changed. And I've been losing sleep by replaying different scenarios of how things could have gone, and I don't even know why I do this to myself, but in the end, this accident essentially made me realize that life is so short and it can be taken away from you in a matter of seconds. You are not always in control. There are only a few things you are in control of in the life, and two of those things that really stand out to me are, one, your daily attitude, especially when you're facing adversity. And the second is what you spend your finite amount of time working on in your life. For me, I choose to find a positive in every situation, even if that situation sucks. And I realize that there are going to be plenty of more good times and plenty of more bad times on the horizon. I also realize that I love creating with every inch of my body and every ounce of my soul, if soul was measured in ounces. If I want to do something wild like draw on pizza boxes or scavenge Hobby Lobby for random things to draw on with my 40% off coupon, then damn straight I'm going to. You and I, we can't let ourselves be defined by one way of doing things, because there is so much to create as an artist. Don't confine yourself to conventional thinking and be afraid to try new things in life. Getting uncomfortable leads to breakthroughs, and it helps pushes the creative community and the creative industry forward. I want to constantly get uncomfortable and continue to find out who Scotty.D.Russell is to the core as an artist and as a human being. In conclusion, here are a few reminders to not only you, but honestly, I'm speaking to myself as well. It's okay to not be perfect and have it all figured out. None of us do. And that's why experimenting is so much fun and it's so important. It helps you figure things out by the act of doing. There's also no one way of doing things. It's okay if you want to try different things. And don't pigeonhole yourself in a creative corner of life. Experiment. Fail. Try again. Try something new, but for the love of all things good, just do something. Living a creative life is just one big experiment. Make sure you're having fun during the process. Experimentation has been huge in my life. I am one who always needs to continually to try to do something new. And that's what this show is about. It's about encouraging you to pursue your creativity. And if you're one who struggles with a weekly process or coming up with your art or content through writing or newsletter or blogging, I have something that can help you. And it's over at weeklycontentchecklist.com. I am giving you a framework to help you develop this weekly consistent routine of sharing your creativity with the world. And not only is it going to help you with your creation of something visual, creation of a blog post or a newsletter, but it's also going to help you market it and share it via social media. So you can build an audience around doing the work you love, and you're not only helping yourself, but hopefully you can make an impact on others. So if this is something that you need help with, building this consistent weekly framework, check out weeklycontentchecklist.com. If you're finding value from these episodes, I can't thank you enough if you've taken the time to leave a positive review over on iTunes. Seriously, that means the world to me. It helps other people find the show, and it lets me know that what I'm doing is serving a purpose. The next best way is to just share it with a friend or just share it via social media. I love seeing retweets. I love seeing people draw something that inspired them from one of my podcast episodes and tagging me on Instagram. Seriously, that is the coolest, and it really makes my day. If you want to find me online, you can head over to perspective-collective.com. That's where I'm going to link up all my show notes, the podcast, my shop, my resources page that gives you all my books, all the tools that I use, all the podcasts that I listen to, anything that I can help provide a resource so you can take your creativity to the next level. Also, I need to just give a big thank you to Nick Jenkins of Blookah for the theme music that you hear on the show. And as always, I just want to thank you so much for lending me your ears. I want to encourage you to keep showing up, keep putting in the work, and keep creating. You got this.